Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey. Normally, I have Dax with me. I'm not sure where he's at. I hope wherever he is, he's well. But today, it's just going to be me to start off, and I do have quite a bit to talk about. I made a video today, guys, and it's been very well received so far. And I thank you all for watching it, and I hope you enjoyed it. But there has been a little bit of commentary, very valid commentary. People upset that I did not include the Black Israelites in my video. And there's a reason for that. It's not that I was trying to hide anything or that I'm not aware of them. It's that with what I was talking about today, I didn't think they were important to it. I was more interested in the reaction of everybody, and maybe pointing out that nobody paid attention to it would have been a good part for this video. I'm still blown away that at the start of the Black Israelites video, there's that blatant sexism there. Go get your husband, and nobody cared about that at all. And it made me laugh because that is such blatant sexism, and nobody cared. Nobody cared. All they cared about was the MAGA hats. So if I talk about them, it'll be in a different video is what I decided, and that was on purpose. I wasn't. Somebody said another video where nobody talks about it. You're right. I could have mentioned it, at least brought it up, but again, my point in that video is more the reaction, the reaction of just the hate that seeing that red hat brings into people. This asshole. I want you to shoot I want you to shoot anyone that's wearing a red hat. And you're a fucking moron, man. You are a fucking moron. And there was just so much of that hate over it. And then I think Joy Behar, the clip with Joy Behar, sums it up. She was accidentally honest. Whoopi Goldberg said, "Why do we keep getting this wrong?" And she's like, "Because it's wishful thinking." That's not a good reason to get it wrong. But she's right. She's absolutely right. It's these people hoping that this will be the one that knocks out Trump. But in this case, it makes no goddamn sense because these kids are not. It's not like they're part of the administration. I mean, they actually. They tried. I understand them a couple days before when the BuzzFeed article came out about Trump supposedly telling Cohen to lie to Congress. I can see that, that's wishful thinking. We want to believe that one. Okay, maybe. But these kids, really? And their reasoning, because they got really fucked up reasoning. Their reasoning is that Trump, this shows what Trump has done to the country, how bad things are getting because of Trump, except for they didn't do anything wrong. So it was just another attempt to smear with no justification. That's entirely what it was. And she was just accidentally honest. It would be great if they were purposefully honest once in a while. Frosted Glass says there's not a big enough supply of Nazis to meet demands. That's true. They are quite certain there's Nazis out there somewhere. They just can't find them. They keep finding innocent people, and in this case, fucking children, to direct their hate at because they can't find the Nazis they think are out there. They're positive Trump is brought back. Trump has single-handedly brought Nazis back to the world. These people are such fucking assholes. And I really did want to talk about the Phil DeFranco thing. And there's people who told me, this is the criticism that I do have a problem with, is people telling me, you were too hard on Phil. You're too hard on him. He did apologize. Yeah, he did apologize, but he didn't apologize to those kids. And this is a man who said that he stands by his statement that there's too much hate. Well, yeah, and you're part of it, Phil. And you're full of shit. You need to apologize for that. Yeah, apologize for getting it wrong, but if you do care so much about the hate, if it's the hate that drove you to make that stupid ass fucking video, why don't you go out there and apologize for the stupid shit you did? Oh, sorry, Dax. Dax will be joining us shortly. He's naked and wet right now, guys. Anyway, so yeah, that was the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really did enjoy making it, but I had a problem afterwards. My hands wouldn't work; they wouldn't cooperate with me. I went to write the description, and I told you guys before. One of the reasons I haven't been making videos is I have to sit in a different position than when I'm streaming, and it causes me a great deal of pain, and it made me unable to. It took me half an hour to write that description, and most of that you see in the description is just copy and paste. So I'll try to get more out, but I'm not promising anything. Dax, how are you, my friend?
I'm okay.
You still feeling down, bud?
Mm-hmm.
Any better at all?
Meh.
I feel you, man. I was over on Jack Gunsky's stream playing Quiplash and a few other Jackbox games, and it was fun, but about halfway through, my head started spinning again. And fuck, man, it's not fun. And ask, have you tried a lap desk? I haven't. The problem is the desk that I have is so wide that the boom arm I have doesn't get the mic close enough to my face. For some reason,
hey Dax,
how you doing, RJ?
doing all right.
RJ.
Anyway,
finally, Dax, we get the chance.
I need a boom arm that's longer than the one I have, and all of the ones I can find online are the same length. That, or I need to find a different way to attach it, and I haven't figured one out. So I hope to, but we'll see. Random says, "Are you sure that's the infection, not from the players?" No, it's the infection.
I actually have had the same infection, so I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, it just made my head spin a little bit, and it's a little bit better now. I still am a little bit fuzzy, so I'm not sure how long we're gonna go, but we'll see.
I haven't had an ear infection in a long time, so I think I'm good on that.
Shadow Raven says, "Monkey, great video, and thank you for being on now. Work is hell right now." Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope we entertain you and keep you distracted from that shit. And
I can keep anyone in. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Johnny Blaze says the surprise video is good enough. Thank you so much. And Evil One says, "Ranting Monkey and Dax, I'm back, you bunch of Peter leeches."
What?
Dax, we're Peter leeches.
Apparently.
Be right back, guys. I gotta take my dog out.
All right, and says you could try a floor-mounted mic stand. I could. The only problem is there's no space for it here. I'm kind of in a corner. Believe me, I'm trying. I have looked at a lot of different ways. I even have a lapel mic, and I tried that, and that one, it would work for streaming, but again, I don't understand why Hangouts has so much better audio than any of the recording things I've tried using. It's really fucking weird. Nope says, "I saw the new video and thought someone hacked your account." No, I was talking with Bear. I was on Bloodwing stream. He does a new stream called Redneck Radio, and we got to talking about this. And then afterwards, me and Bear were talking about it a little bit, and I was still so fired up and like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make this fucking video. Zero says, "Really enjoyed the video you made today. Wish I was able to see it live. I was at work when the video went live." I'm sorry about that, man. It was fun. I did the premiere for the first time, and
you had the ducks.
It was cool. When the ducks showed up, the chat just lit up with ducks, which was nice because it was awesome. Between you and Bear, you both keep me distracted and focused at work. Cool. Happy to do so. Sinatra sent me here. Thank you so much for coming by. And yeah, a couple of people told me that on my video, and I thanked him because Sinatra's a good guy. Me and him argue occasionally, but we go. He's one of my oldest friends on YouTube. He's one of the first people that Bear introduced me to. Michael, thank you so much. A reward for a good video made my day a little less stressful. Oh, thank you. You guys are way too kind. As I was watching the video with everybody, and everybody was so happy to see me, I'm like, I actually blushed a little bit, and that's hard to do with me because I'm, you know my ego, right, Dax?
Oh yeah.
It's
You surprised me.
I surprised a lot of people. I surprised my wife. She came into the room. What are you doing? I'm like, I'm making a video. She's like, what? Like, I know. I know it's
She
been a while,
actually
but
surprised.
yes, she was.
Oh.
Well, it's been easy. What, 6 months since I made a video, something like that. Six,
yeah,
7?
around there.
Yeah, right around there.
What I hope to do is I have a schedule I have planned out where I'll do Lords of the Night, and then whatever me and Satsu do between there, usually a game stream, and then we do this, and then after that, work on videos. Again, it's just finding a way to make this fucking mic work. If I could do that, it would be so much easier.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Well, pretty much I don't really have much of the month. I don't really have much because I don't even have a bank account. Yeah, strict grandma, and she ain't pretty. Not to mention we're already struggling at the moment with financially.
Oh, understand, absolutely.
Not to mention, I just got a new headset from Logitech for Christmas, the H540s, and they're not bad for $50.
My setup is actually pretty cheap. Everything I bought was as I could from what I made on YouTube. I got my snowball mic. That's $50. My headphones, I think, were 30. The only thing that I spent as much as I could on the computer itself. But again, like I had to skimp on RAM. I had to skimp on the processor when I first built it.
My main desktop PC only has 4 gigs of RAM.
Yeah. You gotta do what you can. Monk says $50 for a mic. Yeah, it's $49.99. It was funny because when we went to buy it, we went to Best Buy, and they had it for like $79. I was like, wow, it's kind of expensive. So I pulled out my phone, looked it up on Amazon. It's like $49. Everywhere else in the world is $49, but yeah, they were selling it for $70. I'm like, fuck you. So I ordered it right from there. DM the length of the boom arm you need, and I'll find one for you and send you the info. I think I need. I think most of them are 27 inches. I'll have to look it up, and I'll get with you, Circus. Anyhow, did you see the title of the stream, Dax?
Well, she is.
Yes, yeah. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a commie. Yes, she is.
She calls herself a democratic socialist, the term that Bernie Sanders likes to throw around to pretend he's not actually a goddamn commie.
Yeah, well.
But Alexandria, as she keeps getting more and more attention, she's showing her hand a little early, actually.
Yeah. She would be the one I'd see damage the economy.
Well, she said something. She said a couple of stupid things in the last couple of days. She said that Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez agrees that, quote, a system that allows billionaires to exist is immoral. Immoral. She actually said it. Let me find the exact quote because they quoted just part of it there.
Tell that to the owners of the expensive supercars that want to keep them.
Well, there's a reason she's doing this. There's a reason you call rich people immoral. What is this? This is what he's looking for?
No, I was asking if that's what you're looking for.
I'm gonna check real fast while you're. How long is that one?
27 and a sixth, something like that.
Yeah, that's about what I have, and that's about all I can find. I need about another foot.
Another foot. All right, I'll keep looking.
Yeah, so like, what would that be? 39, 40? 40 would be.
That's a big one, but I will look.
Yeah, and like I said, I just couldn't find it. Anyway, Cortez, there's a reason communists do this. The communist influence, the socialist influence, and yes, I know there's a difference between communists and socialists, but one leads to the other. And if you don't think they do, you haven't read Marx.
I know what you mean.
There's a reason you play class warfare. Here in America, what they've tried is to play racism and sexism. They've tried to play the classes in those things, black against white, women against men, and that doesn't get you the same kind of emotion. It doesn't get you the same kind of drive to change things. But when you start telling somebody who's living off ramen noodles that there's some guy who has way too goddamn much money, that starts to get people upset. You know, you're working paycheck to paycheck, and this guy has billions of dollars he's just sitting on. And you're like, well, why? That's not fair. That's not fair. And you start telling that to young people who are just coming out of college and have these really, really unpaid, these large loans for a college degree that they can't even fucking use.
Exactly.
And so what you do is you start playing the class warfare game. You start telling poor people that it's not fair, that it's immoral for these people to have this much money. And that's what starts most communist revolutions. It's look how much money they have. It's not fair.
Sure.
And to call it immoral, what the fuck, bitch? Immoral? You're making money about having money about morals? Really? Look, they may be immoral people, but it's not because they have money. That'd
Can
be
I
like saying,
officially say she's worse than Anita Sarkeesian?
oh, she definitely is. Absolutely. Anita's just a media whore. What Anita did was she's in marketing. She's just a fucking whore who's trying to make money for herself. Anita's a capitalist.
Very much so.
Yeah, I think she's a fucking moron, but I respect the game. Dinah says, I can't work and AOC can. That's not fair. She needs to send me half her check. Yeah. That's the funny thing. It's amazing how many of these people who are for revolution, we need all this change. They have a lot of money they just sit on. And now she's not rich yet, but she's getting there. She's making $170,000 a year, you guys.
Holy shit.
$170,000 of your money is going into her pocket. And she's going to bitch to you about how poor she is and how rich other people are.
She should give up her salary.
She should. Go back to her. Tell them, look, I will only take my bartending salary and the rest I'll give to charity. I'll give to my neighbor. But she ain't going to do that.
Nah.
Anything, every time I hear AOC talk, I just think of wah, 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 wah.
Oh, I love to hear her talk. She sounds like a valley girl. She sounds like a valley girl that got hit in the head.
A big move that got hit in the head.
Red Castro says, my cousin hates capitalism and people who have money. I need to ask him how much money people are allowed to have. Yeah, it's a great question when this comes up. Warren says Twitter DMs her. I'll get there.
Oh yeah, also check one from me because I think I sent you one that might be what you're looking for.
Okay, let me see what we got. Oh, that's a 40-incher, dude.
Yeah.
Look at Monk's answer.
Oh, it's only thank you for sending that. Let me check out what Dax has for me. It might be the exact same one.
Did you hear the Dems who want to stop Congress people from living in their offices? What?
Congress people live in their offices? I thought they just stayed there while the wives were mad at them for having their mistresses over.
Sometimes they do that. Sometimes they will actually sleep in their offices instead of getting a place in DC, which I have no problem with. Fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah, do what you want.
It's their office. Mm-hmm. But Warren, thank you so much for that. I'm probably gonna order that because that is exactly what I was looking for. I looked for that. What the Anyway, Jack Gunsky, why don't they look at the capitalist countries and say, look how much money they have, maybe we should do that? Well, you see, Jack, because there's still people on the bottom. As long as there's people on the bottom, you can rally them to take money from the people on the top because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's actually. Go ahead.
They don't get that moderation is key. I mean, it's kind of a requirement.
Prophet of Drunk says, when do we start teaching kids that the world is a fair place? It's not and never was. You know what? My mother used to tell me all the time, life isn't fair. And we should probably start. I'm going to make a life isn't fair t-shirt. Maybe I should do that. That Random is the one who asked that, did you hear the Dems who want to stop Congress people from living in their offices? I'm not surprised because they're assholes. Atomic says, I'm pretty sure that even if she gets bounced after one term, she still gets benefits. I can't remember how many terms they have to serve to get benefits, but I did see today or yesterday now, I guess, 74% of Democrats say they would, I think it's 74%. I know it's in the 70s, would vote for her for president.
I saw that.
How fucking scary is that?
I think, the amount of spite these people have is ridiculous.
She's a fucking moron.
She's dumber than dirt.
A lot of them know. They just don't want, a Republican back in.
She's a fucking moron. And they're like, yeah, I would vote for her. Like, well, then you're a fucking moron too.
If it was her against Trump, I would vote Trump because I don't want stupid in the White House.
Look, there are Democrats I would vote for if a bad enough Republican went up.
Sure.
Well, not true. I vote for people I know. But if I was going to vote for one of the big ones, I don't hate all Democrats, but she's a fucking moron. Frosted Glass says, Ranting Monkey, get fair out of your vocabulary because life isn't fair. My mom used to say that to us all the time. You say, that's not fair. Life isn't fair. And there's no comeback to that.
It's kind of scary. It's kind of scary because my grandma would vote Democrat because she doesn't like Trump.
Yeah, there's a ton of people like that. And it's why the whole MAGA kid thing blew up. Shiogorath says, Ranting Monkey Dax 2020. I'm for it.
I'd do it.
I'd vote for that.
I would get to be president. I get to be president. Dax, you could actually just relax because vice presidents don't do much.
No, we sit there and look pretty.
Yeah, you could decorate your office or something.
Yay! Can I sleep in it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Guess what Jenna P just asked me? What the hell, love?
Oh shit! I'm not on live chat. Let me get that up. YouTube. I've said this before. Fix your shit. I'm tired.
Yeah. Surprisingly, they gave Onision back his Bro channel.
Of course. They did.
Well, I'm okay with that because he didn't do anything so horrendous. I think he should lose his fucking channel over it. He just says stupid shit, and I mean, I haven't heard him commit a crime. Now,
except the wetlands thing, and
right, which is not. That's not something he did. I mean, he showed himself cutting down trees and stuff, but I don't think he's an asshole, and if people don't like him, they should just not watch, not try to get his channel shut down. The other thing Miss Cortez said this weekend, the world's going to end in 12 years, you guys. Now, a lot of people have been laughing at that, but her office came out and clarified her statement. And in fairness to that dumbass, she's wrong, but she is using a source for that. The UN has said that we have 12 years to stop climate change. If we don't fix it within the next 12 years, we'll be past the breaking point and we're all going to die. Thank you so much. Nope. What was the wetlands thing? Oh, okay. We can stop and we'll get to Ocasio-Cortez in a minute. Onision bought this property and he decided he had to clean up some of it. And he says that he was told he had to clean it up, which is fine. So he cuts down some trees and rips up some brush. And he says his neighbor told him it was okay to throw it into the swamp right behind his house, which, by the way, is illegal. You can't, if it's on your property, maybe, but it wasn't his property. So he pushes all of his yard clippings and stuff into the swamp, and that can upset the ecosystem. I hate that we call it a wetlands now. It's a fucking swamp.
Yeah, it really is.
But it doesn't.
Shrek would live there.
Pretty sure he lives in his basement.
Nobody wants to go save a swamp because you're like, oh, that's nasty. But you tell them it's a wetlands. Ha ha. Thank you, John M. Can't believe at FAYWMF got banned from Twitter. I don't know who that is.
I don't either. If you'd like to tell me who that is, I can go look them up.
I do know the girl who said somebody should shoot up Covington Catholic High School. She got suspended. She didn't even get banned. She got suspended for that.
What the fuck, Twitter?
I got in trouble for calling someone a dick. I got a fucking 12-day ban for saying that somebody was as sensitive as a clit. Sorry, a 7-day ban. And she just gets banned for saying that they should shoot up a fucking school. Now, look, I am free speech. You guys know me, but when you're advocating killing children, I have no problem with saying, no. No, thank you. Swamps are wet, so it sort of makes sense. Look, I get you, but they did it on purpose. They did it because saying we need to save the swamps. Everybody be like, those are fucking nasty. I want to save the swamps. I mean, it was bullshit. So anyway, yeah. If we don't change what we're doing, guys, if we don't throw a whole bunch of money at the UN. By the way, the UN does require a lot of money to stop climate change. And if they don't get it, they won't be able to stop climate change without a lot of money, a whole lot of money. It's amazing how much money it takes to stop climate change.
Exactly. I mean, in the UK, there's actually going to be an expensive car tax, and this is all due to the Volkswagen Dieselgate scandal.
Well, that's what they were. What started the Paris riots? Well, the most recent Paris riots was that's where the yellow vests. They were protesting because the cost of gas was going up so high because of a climate change tax. It was fucking retarded. It's amazing. It is amazing that all we have to do is throw money at the sky, and I guess it catches carbon. It cleans the air. It acts like a scrubber. All you got to do is wave $100 bills in the air, and you'll clean it up. John M, thank you. Okay, she got suspended. That was her handle. Oh, is that the bitch who was talking about shooting up schools? Okay. Oddly enough, though, the guy who said that you should shoot anybody in MAGA hats, he has not been suspended.
Of course not.
Because, I don't know, sexism. Why did the girl get suspended and he didn't?
Probably because her stuff's on private now, I think it was.
Maybe. He did delete his tweet, but yeah, he didn't get any punishment for it.
Don't care if you delete it or not. You need to be suspended for it, just like everybody else.
Yeah, if I'm getting suspended for saying somebody's as sensitive as a clit, I feel like there should be. I feel like that saying you should shoot people is worse than that.
Yeah, but you were vulgar. He was just violent.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I actually do have an example of that happening. One guy who I was critiquing for defending Soulja Boy, he said Soulja Boy would fuck me up, and his tweets got deleted, but he didn't get suspended.
Nice. Yeah. I don't report people. I did report the guy who said that the school should get shot up, or the people should get shot up. I haven't heard back from Twitter about that. But I saw the other guy who reported him too. So,
well, he was telling Soulja Boy would assault me. So,
only morons believe in climate change and the Earth being a globe. The Earth is flat.
I hate flat. Look, I hate flat earthers.
The climate is changing. The climate always changes. It's called weather.
Exactly.
Is it getting hotter, colder? It depends on the data sets you look at. NOAA, when they decided after almost 20 years of saying that their reading showed no change in the climate, suddenly we were reading it wrong. And suddenly all that time there was it's a huge clusterfuck. It is a money grab. And my problem with it is I'm not saying the climate isn't changing. It may be. My problem is that they only have one solution and only one answer to what's causing it. They won't even look at anything else. We know for a fucking fact that Mars has warmed up along with the Earth, but it can't be the sun. You know, that big thing that heats both of the planets? No. It has to be guys driving around in SUVs. That's what it's got to be, because otherwise, if it's just the sun and it's just a normal cycle, well, then how are you going to get all this money to scrub the CO2 out of the air? It takes billions.
The sun is hot as hell.
It is. It takes billions and billions of dollars to get carbon out of the air, y'all. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she says, this is like this is our World War II. This is our World War II. There are Nazi CO2 molecules in the air attacking us. She's such a stupid bitch. She really is.
And What is your hashtag, monkey?
I have several. Which one?
MIT AM.
If you'd like to send us a story to check out, hit us up at the hashtag MIT AM. And if you see One Direction people on there, tell them to come check out the show. Because they keep trying to take my hashtag back. And I'm telling you people, it's mine now. Well, not
Frosted
mine.
Glass. Frosted Glass.
Ours. That's right, Dex. It is ours.
Oh.
I get a little
Possessive.
Possessive, yeah. That's why I didn't mean to exclude you there. It's ours.
I'm not offended. I know you too well for that.
Jack says, Monkey, AOC knows nothing about climate change, but neither do you. Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, burn.
Which part of it would you like to talk about?
Oh, here we go.
I'm happy to have the argument. I've done it I've been doing it for decades. I've been doing it since back when they were telling us that by now New York City would be underwater.
And glitching.
Prospero says there is such a thing as Maunder minimums and maximums in solar study. Okay.
Oh,
true.
Ranting Monkey, also cow farts are part of climate change. Yes, I've heard that. Jack says, can I come on? Yeah, shoot him. Jack, can you shoot him? Jack, goddammit. Dax, can you shoot him in the link?
I'm feeling so hated today.
Fuck, it's not your fault. It's all mine.
well, Monkey was on a stream with me and Jack.
Jack, what's your Twitter?
Oh, he doesn't have a Twitter.
Oh, okay. Well, are you on Discord?
Yeah,
He's
he
on
is
Discord.
actually.
All right.
Do you need me to get him?
I can get him. I just need to get him on here. I'll find him.
Frosted Glass says, the weather is our World War II, so should we storm the beaches then? Yes, we should. Waving dollar bills around so we can get rid of those Nazi molecules of carbon dioxide.
Speaking of money, Dax, guess what I found in my coin collection?
Buffalo nickel.
Nope. Sears 100-year penny from 1986.
Nice.
Kind of funny is since Sears is going down the toilet.
King Bob says, which beaches? Well, I'm not sure. Probably the American beaches because we have the most money.
Try the banks. Try the Outer Banks of North Carolina. They are beautiful.
We are the richest nation in the world, so we have the most $100 bills to wave to fight off them Nazi molecules. Jack, how you doing, man?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, okay, so I kind of wanted to discuss, I've actually wanted to discuss the climate change thing with you for a little while. I think that the problem is there's a lot of misinformation that goes on around it. First of all, I just wanted to correct you on one thing. Climate and weather, totally not the same thing at all. Climate describes the overarching patterns of weather, whereas weather itself is just any singular phenomenon. Climate change itself is a statistical phenomenon. That's the main thing to take away from it. It's kind of like how people on Fox News back in the day, they used to show the snow outside and say, "Where's Al Gore?" It's not like that. But then again, it's equally as ignorant for people like AOC to look at like a hot day in the middle of the summer and say, it's so hot outside today. No,
that's a fair point. And what I mean by that is exactly what you just mentioned there, because anytime we hear about a weather event, there's a blizzard. That's because of climate change. Like, no, motherfucker, that's weather. It's stuff that has happened for billions of years. It's funny to me that anytime that there's a major heat wave, because despite what people try claiming now, this was always global warming. It wasn't climate change. Climate change came after people started laughing because global warming was leading to record cold.
They were moving the goalpost, but then again, you kind of have a habit of moving the goalpost yourself, because 10 years ago, people were saying climate change, global warming. Oh God, I had this all in my mind and it all disappeared all at once. People were saying global warming isn't real and then all of a sudden people are saying, oh, well, of course global warming is real. We just don't know how much of it is real. We don't know how much of it's caused by humans. And when it comes down to how much of it's caused by humans, if they're ever able to figure that number out, which I don't think they're going to be able to, but they'll just move back one extra step and say, okay, well, we know how much of it's caused by humans, but how much can we really do about it? And it just keeps moving the goalposts back further and further to the next set of unknown variables.
Hang on, just one second. You're coming in and out. You're getting louder and softer. Are you getting closer?
Oh, sorry.
No, when right there where you're at, you sound really good, but sounded like you were moving back and forth.
My head was
Jack,
going in a different direction.
Camera's on.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Hi, Prospero. How are you this morning?
Doing well, thank you.
Okay. Me and Jack are gonna argue here.
Can I just insert one thing?
What's that?
Yeah. Just one thing. Jack, the underlying predicate for the theory. RJ, don't do that.
Sorry.
Or I'll mute you. The underlying predicate for the theory, it depends on which science it was based on, because if it's based on any work by Michael Mann, no.
Well,
the hockey stick is horseshit. There was no statistician at all involved in that team. It ignores absolute evidence to the contrary. They did not employ dendrochronologists, but they did mixed blend science. I'm not denying that there's climate change, but my problem is they overlook solar impact and they look at anthropomorphic, anthropogenesis.
I'll let you answer in just a second, Jack. Jeffrey in chat is challenging me to a flat Earth debate. Not tonight, because we're talking about this. And if you want to debate the flat Earth sometime, I'm game. I mean,
that sounds like fun, actually.
It's silly as fuck, but sure, I'll
bring my Super Bowl with me.
Anyway, Jack, if you wanted to respond to what Prospero said there.
Honestly, I don't know anything about what Prospero said right there. The thing is that my thing is I don't really care that much about global warming in the end game. Mm-hmm. I have a degree in civil engineering, and my focus is in water resources. What I care about is the response to it. I care about what sort of infrastructure are we looking at. And the thing is that regardless of what your opinion on the cause of global warming is, at the end of the day, it's all about how you deal with the problem, what you're going to do as a result of the effects of climate change.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. And here's that's why my focus is on the other side. What is causing it? We don't know
whether the underlying predicate is correct. If we have a water problem, that's one thing, Jack. I'm sorry I interrupted Monkey, and I apologize. But because that's his civil engineering point of view, if we're having trouble managing water resources, lumping that and other resource management into a giant category of global warming or climate change could be chasing down a false and blind alley.
Well, yeah, that's my point. We know, using the same science that they're using to tell us we're getting hotter now, we know that back in about 950 AD, the Earth started warming very, very rapidly. And it lasted for 300 years. And then it just went back down. And it warmed so rapidly, it actually changed agriculture. And that is an important thing to talk about. Changing agriculture, changing the weather in areas around the world to change the agriculture they can grow. That is an amazing change. And they absolutely ignore this. They ignore it. It's like, the anomaly. And then they come up to this and they're like, well, it's definitely because man is putting too much CO2 into the atmosphere.
Not in the medieval warming period, they weren't.
No, there weren't cars, there was no industry. There was no industry like we have now that is supposedly the cause.
There was no coal.
There were people.
I'm going to mute you.
There were people there.
Well, the burning of coal didn't start until the industrial age.
Indeed. So my problem is, what if, okay, Jack, let's say you design something to deal with whatever problem they throw at you, okay?
Yeah.
But then, because we're looking at the wrong source, we're looking at the wrong thing, what you just designed is completely useless. And what we actually need doesn't get made. Go ahead.
That's not really the case. See, I specialize in a couple different things. There's a lot of infrastructure. And infrastructure, when the numbers go up, you have to make things bigger. And at the end of the day, if you over-design them, I mean, most bridges today are over-designed. I know that a lot of bridges, I believe from the 1940s in that era, they were way over-designed. And there's some of the infrastructure that's managed to last this long, whereas the newer stuff where they come up with those numbers, that's the stuff that we're going to see going away first. And what happens is, if you over design those things, the end result is that it can just survive more crap. And so if you never see that more crap, that's perfectly fine. It just stays up anyway. I mean, the big problem is, are you having a massive overspend on this stuff when you could be dedicating resources to whatever else goes into the local infrastructure? For example, in water resources, there's a statistical phenomenon known as the 100-year storm. Basically, in any given year, there's a 1 in 100 chance that you will see a storm this big. And what's been happening is that if you can actually look this up yourself if you ever want to, you'll see on the statistical analysis of storms that happen in your area over time, that 100-year storm seems to be getting bigger, which is weird because you'd think that the 100-year storm is something that would stay constant. And most designs happened, I think it was as about 40 years ago, like in the 1970s or something like that, they were assumed to be constant. And what we're noticing is those 100-year storms are getting larger and larger. And so as a result, we're seeing structures fail.
Isn't that a vanity of the moment of measurement at the time that we came up with the theory, though?
Yeah.
Because we have a limited temperature meteorological history.
Well, I get what you guys are talking about, but my question, Jack, what is it you disagree with me about?
I don't disagree with you. I think that the problem is that some of your assumptions are kind of based on misinformation that's out there.
Like what, though? Can you give me an example?
Well, I mean, the first one I was thinking of, I mentioned the one earlier, the difference between climate and weather. Another one that you gave in this chat was the sun heating the earth. The sun is heating the earth. The big difference is what is retaining the heat. The CO2 is designed to retain heat.
Hang on. What I said there was that the sun is heating the earth and it's also heating Mars, and both of them were heating up at the same time.
Well,
that
yes,
seems to me to be important.
The question is rate of change. Now, I know that XKCD has kind of a bad name these days because they're the ones who came up with that free speech meme, the comic with the anyone who's read it knows what I'm talking about. But he also made an interesting diagram showing the rate of change of temperature, a global temperature increase over the last I forget how long it was, but thousands of years, and they show it in real time. And you notice that the rate of heat change is pretty slow, it's pretty steady, and then you reach the modern era, like the last 100 years or so, and it just shoots right up.
That's the hockey stick.
But it doesn't. It does not. That absolutely is not true. The actual rate of change, if you look historically, our weather's been, our climate has been a lot more unstable with jumps and peaks and valleys. And for the global warming period, it's actually pretty steady. We have an increase, and then we have what right now is the plateau, which they're now saying was never a plateau, which is weird because all of the climate scientists wrote papers about why there was a plateau.
But
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And Okay, I'm willing to concede that for now at least. Because this is kind of the first I'm ever hearing of that. Another thing was, what was it?
You were describing
There's this point that I think you've reiterated at some point, but I know I've heard it from
Sure.
Ben Shapiro, is that when he's talking to a climate change person, the first thing he asks is, okay, what percentage of this is caused by humans? What percentage will we need to lower the CO2 rate in order to curb things off? And
Sure.
nobody can provide him with an answer. And the problem with that is that there's really no way of knowing. But just because you don't know that answer, that doesn't mean that you don't know a whole lot of other answers about it. Let me put it in perspective. Imagine you're driving on a really unstable road on the side of a mountain, and you're just nailing it, foot to the floor, 100 miles per hour. I can open my eyes and I can say, you're going too fast. And then you might just turn over to me and say, oh, I'm going too fast, right? How many miles per hour am I going too fast? And then I'm not able to answer you. I don't know. I'm not looking at your pedometer or anything. You know what I mean?
I do, but what you're talking about him talking to climate scientists. And if we have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who's quoting the UN when she says we have 12 years left. 12 years. How can you tell me that we have 12 years left, but you can't tell me what percentage man is causing this?
You can't say. I don't think you can say that. That's the thing.
The steep upward climb also, Jack, is the hockey stick formulation.
Okay. Yes.
That is Michael Mann's, in quotes, seminal research out of the University of Pennsylvania. That's what led to the whole East Anglia email scandal. It was part of the backbone of the IPPC or IPCC, whatever the UN called their
the IPCC.
Thank you. Michael Mann is currently suing Mark Stein for calling him full of shit because he has his own group of people saying, yes, the climate is changing. Your hockey stick is horseshit. The hockey stick model completely ignores the medieval warming period. And that is the model that had no statistician whatsoever on the team.
Real quick, I in chat, we're being Mark is asking, what is this hockey stick? The hockey stick is a graph that Michael Mann and his team came up with that shows the climate was very flat, and then in I forget when, is it the 50s or so?
Yeah.
It just everything heats up and it goes right up, and it looks like a hockey stick. That's why they call it that. What's not often talked about is that the peer review that was done on the hockey stick were people who were actually on that research team.
And they eviscerated it.
Yeah, it was peer reviewed by the people who fucking wrote it. It was fun. I mean, it's fucking amazing some of the stuff that you can find when you look at this stuff. And again, I can't say that the climate's not changing. And Jack, that's not anything I've ever argued. My argument is
I didn't say, I know you didn't say that.
I'm just explaining it. My argument has always been, okay, if it is warming up, how do you know this is what's causing it? And what if that is not what's causing it, and we're missing something bigger? I mean, we know. I mean, if you look at the ice ages, can you imagine what would happen if an ice age started now? What would we start? We would start blaming what? Man? I mean, there's no way our current system, say, we're warming up the earth. If an ice age came through, there's no way we would be warming it up enough to get rid of the damn thing.
Yeah, there is a vanity of man.
Yes.
That is hyper inserting here. Are you familiar with Judith Curry, Jack Gunsky?
No.
Yeah, she was at Georgia Tech. She's one of the people that sat next to Mark Stein in front of Congress. She's been hounded repeatedly. She actually believes in global warming, that we are in a warming trend, but she refuses to buy into AGW. And
for those of you listening, that is anthropogenic global warming.
Yes, anthropogenic global. It's the hardest goddamn thing to say outside.
I don't know why I tried.
Intergener. intergenerational is the one that comes behind it as far as
Can I just say, for the record, I don't know what the exact cause of global warming is, and I don't know if it's people or not. I just think that some of the arguments that are going around are not necessarily good arguments.
They're as facile as their opposing arguments. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of facile arguing going on here. There is a lot of absolute entrenched political point of view arguing as opposed to science point of view arguing.
Yeah.
And there's a whole lot of policy resting on this. It's one of the reasons that I'm offended by the UN. And
policy is just about one of the most garbage things out there. I mean,
oh God, they're bullshit.
Like the whole idea of recycling, for example, that recycling is supposed to be like the big thing.
It costs more than it. Yeah, we've got tin cans lined up inside warehouses. I mean, we're just up to our ass in aluminum. And well, I mean, it's like, really? I mean,
it's so inefficient. It releases toxic gases into the air. It does all sorts of just absolutely wild shit. Even more basic stuff. There's
plastic
this thing.
Bags. Shall we discuss plastic bags? Because I am old enough to remember when we went to plastic bags to save the trees. And then they find a plastic bag at the bottom of the goddamn motherfucking Marianas Trench. And now it's plastic bags are going to destroy us all. And it's like, you fucking idiots.
Peter in chat says, is Monkey denying that people create a lot of CO2? No.
No. And plants suck it up like motherfuckers. I mean, that's...
Do you know what plants breathe?
Yeah.
For the record, I don't think that I think that people do create a lot of CO2, and I think that that's probably what causes all the climate change. But I don't think that, but the one thing that scientists are always going off of, and I think it's totally bullshit, are projections. Projections are nightmarishly stupid.
Computer modeling is not real life modeling.
It's totally unrealistic, and it leaves much to be desired, because they're like, oh, well, it's going to go straight up in the future, and then you have the next model over, it says, okay, well, it's going to completely flatten out in the future. And you don't know.
Al Gore basically told us we were all going to be dead by 2010.
Oh, God.
You know,
what they do is they come up with oh, sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, it's a panic control response. If you can get the public to panic, policy can control. And it's cynical, and it's manipulative, and it's anti-science.
Yeah.
I hate to do this, but we need a Stacey Dash break.
Oh yeah, no.
I sent you something fun on your.
I saw what you sent me, and
I'm ready for a Stacey Dash break.
I can't watch that because there's sound to it, but I can look at her. And she's all wet in this picture.
Oh dear. Is it like Tulsi in the wetsuit?
I don't know what that is.
Tulsi Gabbard in the wetsuit. You were looking at it the other night.
Jar Jar Binks, thank you so much. So, Monkey, are you a climate Holocaust denier? Apparently,
climate Holocaust denier?
Look, I don't again, as I've said, I don't deny that the climate is changing. I question the results we're being told.
I question the motives.
I question the fact that their climate models can't predict the past with known variables, but I'm supposed to live the rest of my life based on what they're telling me is gonna happen.
Their motives are bad.
I'd also like to say that I want to make it clear that I don't disagree with Monkey's position. The only reason I'm here in the first place is because I have in the past disagreed with a lot of the arguments that he uses. So or terminology, things like that.
And that's fair enough. And you know, I will do my best to stick to climate. But again, a lot of what they're talking about is fucking weather. Some of it is.
Yeah. Some of it has to do with wind patterns, Pacific Ocean current patterns.
When people talk about, oh, look at this heat wave that's going around, looks like global warming. I think you're just as dumb. You are just as dumb as the people who were saying, look at all the snow on the ground, so much for global warming.
Well, Vortech actually brought up a good idea. He thought volcanoes could be causing, well, a lot of that.
Volcanoes
yeah,
cause short-term impact.
Veritasium, he's a popular science channel. He actually discusses that.
I know who you're talking about. I just don't watch them all that much.
He actually did a video on this explaining the amount of CO2 released from supervolcanoes versus the amount of CO2 produced by humans, and it's no comparison.
The year without summer was the result of an enormous volcanic eruption. That's about the only one we have to go by. And extrapolating that's 1816. There was an enormous volcanic eruption in the South Pacific, of Southeast Asia. Not Krakatoa, but similar. And it belched so much particulate into the atmosphere that it impacted crop growth in North America and Europe. It was particularly devastating for Europe because they were coming off of the Napoleonic Wars. So there was already extreme depression, but there was a great amount of crop failure. It snowed in June in parts of England. It was ridiculous how much it cooled the atmosphere because of the particulate matter. Those are one-offs. They're not normal.
Yeah.
Maunder minimums play more of a role than that.
Yeah.
Oh. Right.
So
go ahead, Jack. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
No. You need to be a little bit more aggressive.
I'm not aggressive. I'm only speaking when I have something to say.
Oh, yell at me, please.
Hang on. Shh. You were trying to cut in there. What were you going to say?
No, I don't remember now. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
We do have some stories, Monkey, and
I was just going to say, I've enjoyed this conversation, but I think we beat that horse. We're going to move on to our hashtag. Which, Dax? What is our hashtag again?
That would be MITAM.
The first story that comes up, it's annoying me. It's not actually the first story. There's a couple, like the first one up there is from Brenda Johnson. It's about what the fuck was her name? The little drag kid who danced in the gay club. We've read that one.
Lactatia?
Yeah.
No, Lactatia was the one who danced.
Yeah.
Somebody the Amazing, I forget.
Dustin, the Amazing. Or
the other one is gender neutral birth certificates are available. Yeah, we've heard about those. But then we get to this article.
Yeah, revealed.
It comes
to
us
Twitter users.
Hang on. Calm down. Revealed flood of Twitter users backed pedophilia. Now, I can't read this whole article because it's one of those that's behind a paywall, but I can read enough that it gets me upset. Twitter is being flooded with accounts promoting pedophilia, and although the company says it is aggressively taking action, many of the users remain on the site. A Sunday Times investigation has found a string of accounts on Twitter that seek to normalize, promote, and defend adults having sexual relationships with children. Some of them post with the hashtag MAPS and hashtag NoMap. MAP stands for minor attracted person, while NoMap stands for a non-offending minor attracted person and is used by those who claim they do not act on their attraction to children. Now, here comes the part that really pisses me off. You ready for this? It is believed that the deluge of anonymous pro-pedophilia accounts on Twitter was orchestrated by users of the controversial message board 4chan.
What? No, they all came from Tumblr.
They don't know that apparently.
I'm surprised no one said Russian trolls yet.
Oh, it'll come.
I mean,
4chan? Are you? I hate people. It's like the news goes out of their way to get shit wrong.
Yes, they do.
Just annoy us.
It's like, do you not know what 4chan is yet? How could you not know what 4chan is? It's
4chan is a troll board. They're not sending pedophiles to Twitter, you fucknut.
Well, you could say the same thing about Encyclopedia Dramatica. And how do I know this? I actually have a page on there.
Yeah, it's the same. It's troll land is not real life, people.
Oh God. Phew. We read this one on Lords of the Night Side. This comes from Rambler. Congressman Ilhan Omar sends a warning to President Trump. Minnesota Democratic Congresswoman and pro-Sharia candidate Ilhan Omar has a message for President Trump. She warned the president today to, quote, tread lightly when fighting back against the latest allegations leveled at him that he had directed attorney Michael Cohen to lie to Congress. Those weren't actually that was some bullshit from a newspaper. You stupid bitch.
Unsubstantiated rumor.
The president posted a tweet to Fox News White House correspondent Kevin Court, noting that Cohen's credibility as a witness against Trump has been marred by his perjury and fraud convictions. Omar responded by warning the president that in light of these new charges against him, he should tread lightly when defending himself. Omar on Twitter said, quote, witness intimidation is a federal crime. Given the new allegation that you decided or that you directed Cohen to lie to Congress and collude with Russia, you may want to tread lightly, Mr. President.
That sounds like a threat.
You think?
Out of her, particularly.
Look, yes, witness intimidation is a federal crime, but him pointing out that Cohen is a bad witness because he's already admitted to perjury and fraud is not witness tampering, you stupid bitch.
It's observational. That's all it is.
Can I say she's dumber than Rose Nyland, who comes from the same home state?
She's got a bucket full of dumb that she carries around with her RJ. So
did you say dumb? I heard something else that started with a C.
Yeah, well, that too.
Well, here's another thing she tweeted out just a few hours ago, in response to Donald Trump pointing out that what happened in Covington is fake news. She tweeted this out. These are bullet points. The first one is, the boys were protesting a woman's right to choose and yelled, "It's not rape if you enjoy it." They were taunting five black men before they surrounded Phillips and led racist chants.
Didn't happen.
Sandman's family hired a right-wing PR firm to write his non-apology.
Oh my God, he doesn't have anything to apologize for.
Yes, they went to a pro-life rally. That's not protesting a woman's right to choose. You can still keep your legs closed instead of getting pregnant, you slut. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oops.
No, well, but it is how dare they? How dare they?
And the part about them yelling, "It's not rape if you enjoy it," I've heard that. I've not seen it anywhere, but just go ahead and repeat bullshit, dummy. They were taunting 5 black men. No, those 5 black men were taunting them, you silly bitch. And they surrounded Phillips. No, they didn't, and led racist chants. The closest you can come to racist chants is when they run, oh, which, by the way, is done at sporting events and stuff. And yeah, they had a fucking Indian there drumming in front of them, doing the same goddamn thing.
They're kids. They don't know how to react properly.
They're kids. Fuck off, you stupid
15
bitch.
and 16-year-olds are not political actors. They're children.
Even if they were, there's nothing wrong with them being stupid kids sometimes. It was the adults who should have been acting fucking rational. Go ahead, Jack. I'm sorry.
This is what has always bothered me. When I first saw the picture of the kid, the smirking video, the first thing that came to my mind was, he doesn't look like he's patronizing him. He looks like he's feeling awkward. He looks like he's terribly, terribly awkward.
That is an awkward smirk.
Yeah, and I think that's what most of these are people who are just reacting the way that normal kids would react. If I saw an Indian guy and I thought that he was on my side for something, I would probably, sing a little bit too or something like that. It sounds like fun. It sounds like a jovial event kind of thing.
Yeah, thanks,
Real
brah.
Quick, in chat, Double Fruit Zero says, Rancing Monkey, wait. You want them to have more sex, but talk about abstinence. I said they have the right to choose. I didn't say they shouldn't have sex. They also have the right to choose birth control.
No kidding.
They can get condoms for free at the fucking local health department.
Exactly.
Women have all kinds of right to choose before they end up pregnant.
Yep.
And women are controlling the narrative because actually any sperm involved is disregarded because feelings.
Yeah, don't get me started on how I think men should have a say in abortion, but
Yeah, I know. I know exactly how you feel because I
Mm.
feel the same.
Black Romeo says, Ranting Monkey, I don't think the kids were chanting along with the guy. I think the natives who came with him were chanting along with the leader. You can actually see the kids doing it. And
oh yeah, they definitely do it.
it gets really
There's video
loud at one
footage.
point. They're definitely doing it.
Yeah, they're bouncing along and they're chanting and
Yeah, they're dancing with a guy who's playing fucking music in their face.
they're 15.
They started.
I mean,
he
when
started
do-
grabbing them, so they have a right to be a little bit rowdy.
Yeah.
We no longer consider 7 to be the age of reason. You know, this is not the 19th
the
century.
fuck? Oh my God. Colleen, where do you find these stories?
It's Colleen. I don't ask. I just laugh.
It's amazing she can find them from New England in Florida.
Florida woman shot after police say she performed sex act for $5 and a bag of potato chips.
Oh, I'm so glad we're
yeah.
talking about this one.
Who does that? I mean, really.
A meth
I mean,
head.
you don't see.
Yeah, no joke.
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office responded to a woman being shot in the
Not
Moncrief
Jacksonville.
area on Monday evening. Deputies were dispatched at 10:33 p.m. to the Shell gas station at 7725. I don't care. They were found there. They found a victim outside the store with a gunshot wound to her shoulder area.
Ugh.
JSO investigation revealed that she had agreed to perform a sexual act with the suspect in exchange for $5 and some potato chips. After the act was performed, the suspect demanded his $5 be returned, police say. He then shot the victim in the shoulder.
You suck at sucking, honey.
How bad was that blowjob?
I know,
she get
really.
All teeth.
Did she get to
she
keep
drag
the
her
chips?
teeth?
what kind of chips? That's what I want to know.
I was born in Jacksonville, and I disavow all knowledge of this.
What
Were they Doritos? Because Doritos, now we're talking, you know?
Yeah,
Maybe
I
some
would
of
go
those-
down on a chick for $5 and a bag of Doritos.
It would be
A
ironic
big bag.
if they were for Lay's.
I go.
I would go for the Cheetos.
Jacked.
It's got to
Food
be.
is.
I mean, the family size bag.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing it for that little convenience store bag.
What about like those
She
paper
was
boxes
thinking-
that are filled with like 30 different bags?
I'd
How
do it
about
for that.
See,
I would do it for a bag of Funyuns.
Dude, I do it for a bag of Fritos.
How about a bag of Gardettos? You guys ever have Gardettos?
Of course.
Nope.
Oh yeah, I'm not a fan of those really.
Voodoo would do it for me, but anybody noticing the fact that she is the grocery store bag? I mean, the convenience store bag.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Good call.
This one comes to us from
Thanks,
Frosted
Dax.
Glass.
I like
I
that.
saw that earlier. It was funny.
My girlfriend is outspoken about hashtag Me Too, but wants me to degrade her. This comes from
Really? Wow.
This can I just want to say this sounds like the Schrodinger's cat of sexual intercourse.
Doesn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
This is from Slate, and apparently it's their new advice column.
Pics or didn't happen.
Oh,
Where's the actual? Okay. Apparently the column's name is How to Do It. Dear How to Do It. I'm a single man in my early 30s in an industry that's receiving strong scrutiny from the Me Too movement. I avoid dating anyone who I may have a potential influence over professionally in the near future, but recently I started seeing a woman who works in roughly the same field, but with whom I'd never crossed paths directly. She's very vocal about how our industry fails women, especially at work. As we become intimate, she surprised me by asking me to be rough and degrading her in bed. I won't get specific, but she likes some intense things. I figured this was just a fetish, but then we talked about it, and she told me the bedroom is the one place where she can totally abandon the hard line she has to make it work and not worry about gender dynamics. I'm not sure what to think about this. Isn't it strange to imply hashtag Me Too is forcing women to stifle their desires? Is there a healthy way to look at sex? I feel uneasy, and I'm unsure how to talk this through with her further. Thank you, Uncle Sam. I had a friend go down on a big black lady for money to go bowling in a bowling parking lot. Nice.
Wow.
How do you even start that conversation?
I would say don't put your dick in crazy.
Don't stick your dick in a bowling ball.
I mean, in that kind of dark like parking lot, you might mistake one hole for another.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she. Who initiated the conversation?
Probably
Did
his friend. He's like, hey, I'm not buying you shoes. Go ask that one.
Did he go over to her and like, hey, can I get some money? And she's like, yeah, if you lick this. Or did she go, hey, come here. You want to make some money?
How big was the black girl?
Oh God.
Did she look like a bowling ball?
Oh God.
Did you do the strike method?
I disavow.
Anyway, I want to get back to this. Dude, don't date anybody in the Me Too movement. You're going to get accused of rape. Stop.
Yeah.
Not to mention it's a con.
It's pretty funny she was a sub too. Yeah. I mean, I find that really amusing. And also I don't believe the letter.
Oh, I believe the letter. I have no problem believing that. There's women. I have never met a woman who only wants that tender bullshit you see in movies. They want fuck. They don't want made love to. And if you're not fucking your woman, somebody else will.
Okay.
Every time I start, oh, this is a new one. I'm not reading their bullshit answers. Now this is the next one. Every time things start escalating towards sex, my boyfriend wordlessly leaps up from the bed or the couch or wherever we are and turns out the light. At first, I barely even noticed this, but then it became such an undeniable pattern, disrupting the spontaneity of our foreplay, that I started to wonder, why is he so obsessed with lights out sex? Whether we're in the bedroom or the kitchen or the living room, there is inevitably a beat where he stops, strolls over to the light switch, casts us into darkness, and then returns to me. He has a totally normal-looking body, and so do I. Better than normal on both counts, I might even say. So what's going on here? Is there anything I can do about it? It's making me feel weirdly insecure that he only wants to have sex in the dark.
You're fugly, honey, and you're lying.
Yeah, you're ugly as fuck, and he's pretending you're someone else. He's thinking about your mom, who's actually got a nice rack, while you're, boy built.
You got hit with every branch on your dad's side of the tree.
How bad does she look? Does she look like my grandma?
She says that she's better than normal looking. Here, you want a real answer? Here you go. He's probably been brought up to believe that sex is dirty.
Yep.
And he just some people can't get over that, and he might not even been brought up that way. It might just be something he picked up along the way.
Yeah, my generation was kind of that way, like a little cringy about looking at parts.
There's a lot of people like that, and
oh yeah, it's furtive and it's
next time just tell him, hey, let's keep the lights on. I want to see you.
Yeah,
and you really want him to keep the lights on? Reverse cowgirl.
Yeah,
He will never turn the lights off again.
I was like that until I saw the movie Titanic.
Really?
Yeah, Kate Winslet was the first woman I got to see naked.
I'm so sorry.
No, she looked good in that movie. I liked
she did, but he missed out.
Missed out. I was 11.
Oh well, yeah.
Jesus, I don't even remember the first woman I saw.
Nightmare on Elm Street 3, the bit where Freddy's pretending to be the nurse, and yeah, that's the first boob I saw.
Oh,
that was one of my favorite scenes, actually, and I saw it 3 times, twice in the theater.
Pathetic bastards! I swear to God.
I was like 6. Okay.
The first vagina I saw, I was about 5 years old, and I was playing "Show Me Yours, I'll Show You Mine."
If I ever see a vagina, I'll be glad to talk about it.
You want me to send you a picture?
Oh no, I mean in real life.
Oh, in real life, they're kind of scary.
And choo-choo, motherfucker.
You guys are making me jealous.
If you want to go to Australia, I can hook you up.
With Dorothy.
If you can arrange plane fare, sure.
I'm gonna tell her you called her an escort.
Yeah, we have another one here too. But yeah, seriously, lady. And this, anybody listening along, because I know there's a lot of people who have hangups about sex. Just go do it. I mean, it's fun. And you do not look good having sex. I don't care who you are.
He does.
Nobody looks good. It's
That's
disgusting, but
and it's gross feeling at first, but you know what? You won't ever not want to do it again.
nope, it's addictive. And keep the lights on and watch what's going on. It's fun.
You're
It's
making me jealous.
it's
You're kind of
awkward.
like-
It's like watching a flipperless seal move around.
You know what part I always found awkward is taking off your clothes. That part.
Yes. Hi.
In movies, it's always them undressing each other, and it goes very well. And she peels off his shirt. No, with me, it's like, fuck. What do you want to see first?
Yeah.
That's
Can I
You're
leave my
making me-
shirt on, man? Please, come on.
you're making
Actually,
me
it's kind of
jealous.
fun. I can get my clothes off in like 3 seconds, and Lady Monkey takes hers off all nice. So I strip off and I jump in the bed and I just wait for her. It's great because then I get to see her do kind of like a little strip. This is another one from Dear How to Do It. My spouse of many years and I have a fun, loving, and reasonably active sex life. I like that these are all sex. Good on you. We're both creatures of habit, and our sex is pretty routine. That is, things usually proceed in a pretty similar way each time, and we don't mess around with a lot of positions. We both get off most times, and it seems clear to me that the sex remains an important and great part of our relationship, even as we've gotten older. So what's the problem? We each have admitted to worrying that the other isn't satisfied, in part because the entire sexual industrial complex, including sex columnists, seem bent on poking fun at our specific kind of vanilla straight person sex and often portray a sexual relationship like ours as boring in a rut in which both partners are hopelessly stuck. We also see other couples our age being driven apart, sometimes because one or the other heads off in search of younger, hotter targets. Wow, you're a wordy bitch. So even though we both are happy and satisfied, we still get neurotic sometimes that the other one isn't happy and satisfied, whether our ever flabbier bodies are not turn-ons, whether we should be more adventurous, whether we should be ashamed of our routine. What do you say? Should squares like us be spicing things up in some way? What's the best way for us to reassure each other of something that we both know in our hearts but still worry about?
Get toys.
Well, don't bother. For
Stop.
Christ's sake, be happy for what you have.
Thank you. Look, if you're happy, why the fuck do you care what anybody else thinks? That's not even sex. This is in real life. Anytime like somebody says they like something that I don't like and I make fun of it, they're like, why are you making fun of what I like? Why do you give a fuck if I care what you like? If you like it, keep liking it. There's no reason. Peer pressure. I never got into peer pressure.
Nope.
Because that's been my philosophy all along. If I like it, I don't give a fuck what you think. You can think it's the worst thing ever. I do not give a fuck. Why the fuck are you reading sex columns that are telling you that your sex is wrong if you're enjoying your sex? I don't get that.
It's you're looking for a reason to be unhappy so that you can join the ranks of the perpetually unhappy. Stop it. Stop looking to be victimized in some way. You've got it. You have got a satisfying sex life. Yay! Celebrate it. Buy a fucking billboard. My wife and I have been married for this many years, and we still like fucking each other. Yay! Stop thinking that it's supposed to be bow, chicka, bow, bow. Most of the time, it's like grunt, 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 sweat, sweat, sweat. Oh yeah, god damn, baby. And
Wow.
Jesus, what kind of sex are you having and where can I get it?
yeah, but you know what I mean. It's
Look,
that's
me and Lady Monkey have done this before where we fall into a routine that we both like.
Yeah.
And it's fine because we both like it. I mean,
Exactly.
If everybody's happy, why are you looking to be unhappy?
Attention.
Yes, it is. I've been victimized somehow or another. I don't have the life of a porn star. Pornography is not real.
It's not.
I would be happy my first time.
One more.
Don't share though, please.
My boyfriend bites during sex specifically. They are the love bite variety, not hard, but enough to dig his teeth in a little. I've told him I don't like this, and sometimes he refrains. But I think it's more of a tick in the way he has sex. It's sort of an oral fixation type of thing he's always done. And he's almost 30. I find it unpleasant, but it clearly takes him out of it when I remind him I don't like it. And he's not hurting me, it's more annoying. Is this the kind of habit it makes sense to indulge if it seems unlikely to change?
Oh, for God's sake, it's not that
Let him have
odd
the
in a
nibbles, you cunt.
response.
God.
Get a newspaper.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to train him not to bite, hit him with a newspaper. If you're
Look.
just whining to whine,
Every time he bites you, stick your finger up his ass.
He'll stop pretty quick. Or you'll find a new kink, in which case you enjoy the pegging.
Why would you put up with that? No, look, he's not getting anything out of it. Let him bite a fucking pillow. Tell him no, and if he keeps doing it, slap him.
get a piece of leather, shove it in his teeth before he starts.
Yeah, get him a ball gag for fuck's sake.
I mean, biting is actually a manifestation of primate sex, but you can be trained out of it.
Chemo in chat says if he's not hurting you, enjoy it, but she doesn't. It's annoying to her. So there's
either he's a selfish cunt or
it should be mutually enjoyable. And if she's worried that it's taking him out when she tells him no, but it's taking her out when he does it. Don't let people do things to you you don't like.
I may be speaking as a completely inexperienced person here, but how about introducing food into the routine, like a
That could do it.
hamburger?
yeah.
You
Just
could,
every time
whipped cream.
just give him a hamburger. Have him chew on that, you know?
Jar Jar asked me who wears the pants in the family. It depends on what situation you're talking about. When it comes to the bedroom, Monkey is in charge because Lady Monkey likes it that way. Lady Monkey's not a take charge. She's a come do what you want kind of gal. And I like that a lot about her. Let's find one more story to read here before we wrap this up for the night. I had that potato chip article again. Sarah sent it as well. What else do we have here? You know what we haven't done in a while, Dax?
A Stacey Dash moment.
Dick of the week.
Moment. Oh my god!
I thought it was going to be Dick of the week.
Where are these
we actually were with
Stacey
that one.
Dash moments? I haven't seen any. Where are they located?
You have to go to my Discord, and it's in the not safe for work. People have been putting a lot more porn in there since they know I'm watching.
So it's not specifically Stacey Dash, though, necessarily.
Oh, yes, it
You know
is.
what? I'm going to make a Stacey Dash thing. I think I have mod
Oh,
powers, right?
there it is.
I scroll up until I find her. These are
7
actually Stacey Dash moments.
Hey, give me a higher ranking or thing so I can make you Stacey Dash thing.
If I
Give me
was,
a
I don't have a higher rank.
You got it. Well, I don't know. Give your mods that power then.
What power do you need?
I need to make you a specific channel just for that.
A Stacey Dash room, in other words.
There you go.
God damn it! Now I gotta find
Yes, you
this.
do.
Now you're making me jealous, monkey.
Meanwhile,
A place to
answer
put
the
your
question-
dash stash.
Your dash. Yeah, your dash. I'm going to name it dash. There we go.
Oh my
We
God.
have eight people to choose. No, we have 10 people. We do have enough to make a dick of whatever the hell we want to call it.
Dick
of the
Dick of the day.
Dick of the-
You should have that power now.
All right, let me go look.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Anyway,
At least Discord doesn't have ads like Skype did. Oof.
Okay.
let's see. Jar Jar says, "Yeah, I was being slightly trollish." No, I'm pretty open about most things. I won't tell you what Lady Monkey specifically likes, but there's nothing that. Bert and Ernie says, "Unless Monkey forgets how to lick pussy again." Man, that was it. That day still traumatizes me.
Oh, you bless your heart. That was a rough story to hear. You're not doing it right.
No, she just flat out looked at me. "Have you forgotten how to eat pussy?" And she yelled it at me. Like, it's like, "No, ma'am."
And once you say ma'am, you're like, oh my God, I'm eating at my grandmother.
No, there's two ways to deal with that. You either go shoot yourself, or you're like, "Bitch, I'm gonna show you." And I showed
Yes.
her.
I'm going to remember.
I don't know why this is in our hashtag.
What is it?
It says, "Want to see me nude? Write me." I'm
Maybe that was
good,
meant to go
thanks.
on direct, guys.
Some of those tweets get funnier and funnier.
Oh, here we go. This one comes from Jack Cochran. Jack is usually here with us. Great guy to talk to. Check out his channels if you haven't. Bad Comic Reviews and Jack Cochran. Flight attendant says overweight passenger forced her to wipe his butt.
I remember that.
You're joking.
Hashtag walk away.
An overweight passenger aboard a Taiwanese airliner forced flight attendants to remove his pants so he could use the toilet, then wipe his butt as he moaned in pleasure, according to reports. Jesus. Oh my. Okay, look. Even if you had to do that,
Pleasure.
even if you had to do that, the first time he started moaning in pleasure, like, no, fuck you.
You get to stay in here till we land, and then I'm calling the authorities.
I've shoved his head into the blue water.
A flight attendant for EVA, I don't know if it's EVA or EVA, EVA Air, which only employs female cabin crew, described the crappy duty to paunchy perv subject. Describe the crappy duty the paunchy perv subjected her to, and two of her colleagues to. Okay, somebody's not writing properly. Aboard LA to Taipei flight on Saturday. That was not me, guys. That's that sentence.
Okay, well, I'll believe it.
It's true. The sicko, who was confined to a wheelchair, told the flight attendants that he needed assistance to use the lavatory about 2 hours into the flight. I felt that as a flight attendant, removing a passenger's underwear was beyond the scope of my responsibilities. I agree with you, honey.
Mm-hmm.
I told him we couldn't help him, but he started yelling. He told me to go in there immediately and threatened to relieve himself on the floor. Jesus fuck.
I'm gonna let him and be like, "You're gonna stay here till the cops come in here."
It's not a good picture, but here's a picture of the gentleman.
He's
Oh my God.
That is
Unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
That's one fat fuck.
He is. Let's see. As the passenger's genitals were now exposed, one of my colleagues brought a blanket, which I used to cover his modesty, she continued. But he very angrily slapped my hand away, saying he didn't want it and only wanted me to remove his underwear so he could use the toilet. The man also insisted that they keep the door open because otherwise he couldn't breathe.
Get out.
You are a fat, disgusting man. You should be ashamed of yourself, sir.
Speaking of shit, he looks like God shit out a person.
Yeah, he kind of does. Okay, guys, I think that's a good spot to wrap that up. And I think he should be our dick of the day.
Yeah.
All right. What
I
is
was told
this?
my fat fuck of the day.
Let's see. Did they give a name to this guy? I'm not seeing a name.
Well, then we'll call him
Fat fuck.
Santa
okay.
Pervy
turd.
fat fuck.
Santa
call him-
turd.
Senator,
pervy
that's
fat
funny.
fuck.
Pervy Fat Fuck.
Yeah, that will remind me of who he is. I'll
Herbie
know that.
fat fuck.
All right. And with that, guys, we are going to wrap this one up. Chat, thank you guys so much for coming. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you for the donations. Seriously, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate them.
You're always nice. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. Let's see who's first here. Dax, anything you want to show?
You made a video today.
I did indeed, guys. You should definitely check that out.
It's got the ducks. Go watch it.
Frosted Glasses, make sure you get to the doctor about that Disney tomorrow. Well, that's kind of why we're ending a little
Wrapping
early
it up
here.
early.
Jack, anything you want to show?
Well, as you know, the Ranting Monkey was recently on a stream of mine playing Jackbox and all the various games thereof. I have game streams every Tuesday night after Lords of the Night. And I also read poetry videos from famous poets.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've seen those before.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah. Check him out, guys. Throw your link into chat if you have it there.
I'll try.
Prospero, anything you'd like to shill out there? Oh, wait 1 second. Terry Diamandis, you'd better spend this money on an uninfected ear. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Prospero, what would you like to shill today?
The Minions of the Zoo. We are on 7 nights a week. Our Friday night is game stream. We have alternate hosts, but we can be found at Minions of the Zoo.
I'm going to start slapping all you minions if you don't start telling them when they can find you. You can find
At
them
11:30 Eastern,
There you go.
10:30 Central
PM,
in-
guys. PM.
in US PM time.
Yeah, every night, 11:30 p.m. Eastern time over on Minions of the Zoo channel. Check them out. They're good people, and I love them all.
Except
RJ,
me
anything
on
you'd like?
alternate Tuesdays.
Well, I'd like to show one of my friends, new podcast, Nicole Lindsay, coming out. At least we're going to try to at least do it Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays before Lords of the Night. With me, with Jenna and Nicole Lindsay.
Do you guys know what channel you're doing it on?
Mainly on Lindsay's.
If you have the link, make sure you throw it into the chat there for him.
Oh, let me get it.
And I am I'm sorry guys, I'm fading fast. This is Wednesday. We're going to be on my channel 9 p.m. Eastern time, Lords of the Night, followed by gaming over on 2 Cents Plus. Sorry, fuck, man. We're usually there about 11:15. Come watch us play 7 Days to Die. Today is going to be the open server, so if you play with us or you have 7 Days to Die on the computer, you can play with us. All the information is in our Discord service, both mine and Satsu's. And with that, I am going to wrap this up, guys. Dax, Jack, Prospero, and RJ, thank you guys so much for joining me. And everybody, we will see you next time.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.